Hey everybody, Tracy Morreau here. I've been fielding a lot of questions about this mixed media project and primarily about the background. You know that I'm all about the backgrounds. The design can be very, very simple, but if you have a spectacular background, it makes the biggest difference in the world. So I'm going to walk you through this background technique step by step so that you see how it's done. This is a new pattern. It is available on my website. It's tracymoreau.net. Everybody should know that by now. And these ones are done on these wonderful little art panels. These are cradle panels, for lack of a better term. Nice wooden panel, Baltic birch on the front, pine framing. Really nice to work on. I've added a couple of embellishments with these Tim Holtz knobs. I found these at our local Michael's store. That's simply what we used for embellishment. The rest is done with Decoupage fluid acrylic, the media fluid acrylics. This is a phenomenal product. The colors are really, really intense, nice and vibrant and highly pigmented. So we get great results from using this particular product. So this background, super, super simple. So let's do it step by step. First thing you need is one of the artist panels, and in this particular case, again, I've got a simple Baltic birch panel. I've applied 2 coats of Decoupage gesso, the media gesso, 2 coats. I let the first one dry, sanded lightly between to remove any furring or any grain that stood up, and then applied a second coat, and when that was dry, I sanded it once more. And that works beautifully. So I end up with a nice smooth ground and a good surface to work on. This Decoupage media gesso is phenomenal. It spreads nicely, coverage is phenomenal, and it works very, very well for this type of application. The next thing we're going to work with is this wonderful tissue paper. This is collage paper from Tim Holtz Ideology. Beautiful papers. He has several different designs. I'm particularly fond of this one. I like the mix of floral and botanical. Which is what this one is called, botanical. And it's quite a good deal. There's a lot of paper in here, 6 yards, 5.5 meters. That's plenty for a wide range of products. And I like the width of it. It's very functional, very practical, perfect for journaling. This is a great product. So I cut a length that is just slightly longer, by about 1/2 inch, than the surface. And I'm going to use Decoupage matte medium out of the medium line. I love this stuff. You could use a Decoupage medium, and that works too, but I like this one because it dries so quickly. So I'm going to apply a nice even coat of the matte medium to this gessoed surface. Don't spend too much time fiddling around with it. Just make sure that it's uniform and that you get it to all of the edges. And then, and this is the trick, if I just dropped this paper in, we'd end up with all sorts of issues. So I usually try to drag it until it catches, and I drop it in from the top. Don't worry about it being straight, it doesn't matter. There we go. And then I just press it into place. Now remember, this is paper and it's very, very thin. So as you press, you're going to feel a little of that matte medium coming through. So that's why you don't use 10 tons of the matte medium. And this is where I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks for decoupage and for collage, especially on a surface like this one. If you have this, trying to cut the paper to fit never works well. If you try to cut it to fit, it's not going to work well. You're going to either miss a spot or you're still going to have paper hanging over the edge. This is my solution to that. A good old-fashioned emery board you get these at the dollar store, you can get them at nail supply places, local drugstore, you can get them anywhere. So you'd use your nail file and you push down and away along the edges like so. And it's down and away. So you lift it off the surface. You don't saw back and forth. If you saw back and forth, you'll pull your paper off. But so then when you give it a nice little tug, see how cleanly that comes away? So you just continue around the edges with your nail file, just like that. I like this technique, especially for ornaments, because it gives you such a nice, clean, finished edge. Down and away. And you can see how neatly that comes off. Look at this. Perfect. Gives you that nice, clean, finished edge. And then you can just throw it the rest. So you can take that nail file, any little bits that are showing up, you can sand them away. Beautiful. Look at that. Nicely finished, nice and tight to the surface, clean edges all over the place. Perfect. Ready for the next step. Now, you have to give this a moment to dry. I have a heat gun over here. I also have a hairdryer. So pardon the noise, but I'm going to just quickly give this enough of a dry that I can continue to work. It won't take long. There. Done like dinner. So close up my matte medium. And then we're going to add color to this. Now, when you look at this piece, you see all of this vibrant color. And it appears as if it's done in patches, and it is. So this is how we do this. You're going to use a fair amount of water in the brush. And I'm going to start with quinacridone violet. I love this. It's very rich, highly saturated, sort of a, and we're going to pull some of that. Look at how intense that color is. It's almost scary at first, almost. So a little bit of water in that brush to help move that color around, and just sort of let it, I don't know, end gradually. The next color I'm going to go into is that diarrhea yellow. Another color in the Decoupage media line that I just love for its intensity. Look at this. Incredible color. So I just work these colors till they overlap. So I've got that yellow in. I'm going to pull it down a little further. That looks pretty good. And then green gold, which is this gorgeous green. Isn't that pretty? In that Decoupage line. And it melds so beautifully with that yellow. And I'm going to pull it down like that, a little further. I love this green. And you can put layer after layer after layer on top if you really want high brilliance in this. You can just keep going. If you want this purple a little more vibrant, put more on it. There's no harm. So next, this is one of, I think, the color that I use the most is the, this is cobalt teal hue. Look at this color. So pretty. And again, you can add color. Isn't that pretty? Oh, gorgeous. And I like when the colors overlap, you get a softer transition between. So I have that. What am I missing here? I'm missing something. Ah, yes. We need a little Diox purple. I love Diox from the Media line. This is such a rich, vibrant purple. Let's get a little of that in there. Ooh. Pretty, pretty. So wherever those colors overlap, look at that. So gorgeous. So I'm going to rinse out my brush, and I think I want to make this blue a little stronger. So I'm going to pull another layer. There we go. Ooh, now we're cooking with gas. A little of that. And let's punch up that quinacridone violet. I love this. Such a sexy color. Just beautiful. It's rich, it's hot, it's got all that great heat. I think we need a little bit of orange in here. Let's punch that up, that yellow. Ooh. There we go. So you can continue to do this until you're happy with the saturation of the color. As vibrant or as intense as you want, or as subdued and as soft as you want. That's entirely up to you. Keeping those colors vibrant, that's the great thing about the fluid acrylics, is they're so highly pigmented that it really doesn't take a lot to get great color out of them. So there is our colored background. Gorgeous and ready to paint. So you can take this, once it's completely dry, transfer your line drawing onto your surface, and then go ahead and paint as usual. So if you have any questions, feel free to put a question in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. I'm not very far away. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. And what else? I'm also an email away, and the website is tracymoreau.net. So if you're looking for this design, this pattern, or numerous other ones that use similar techniques, they are available on my website. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you again soon.